Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles. With a knowledgeable sales staff and amazing service department, you'll drive away satisfied. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City, MackeyMotors.com.
Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network Sports Director Jeff Blankman joined here today by Clive Clark, the boys basketball coach with the South Central Calhoun Titans, and this is fun for me. Clive, our champion this year in the 2023 KCIM Sports Rewind bracket challenge that we do with our area coaches and all of us announcers, as the only guy to get somebody into the Final Four in this year's tournament. So Clive ends up getting himself a trophy here, and I'll kind of show you the trophy as I hand this over to Clive, and Clive gets that for a year. And Clive, congratulations. I appreciate you taking some time to talk to us here today. You're the champion. That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not used to that. That's great. As I explained to you, every year I have my son Ben, who's at Univista, fill out my bracket. I had no idea what teams were where. And as he said, he had UConn in the Final Four, and so he thought that was a huge factor.
Do you guys talk about that much, or do you just kind of let him get the picks in?
Any advice I'd give him would screw it up. So no, I just let him go with it, and he's real happy that we won. That's good, or that he won.
Are you going to share the trophy with him?
Sure, I'll do that. I'll let him display it some if he'd like. Yeah.
So talk about I know you watched the tournament even though you're busy with your own playoffs and stuff going on, but what did you think of this year's NCAA tournament and what stood out for you?
Well, it's really interesting, as we were saying, when you have an upset where they're in this year, there were a lot of them, figuring out why. I mean, that's what coaches do and spectators do, and so that's always interesting, and it's always fun to see somebody win who didn't expect to win. It's hard to see teams that thought they were going to win lose, and it's a pretty tough. That's always hard at the tournament level, whatever sport. When you're eliminated, your season, you were working hard right up to the last game, and then all of a sudden, bang, the whole thing's over. It's a big adjustment, and anybody that's been through it knows what that's like.
Do you look at that differently then as a coach when you see a team, like say for example Florida Atlantic and the way they lost in the Final Four? Does it hit you, and do you think of that differently being a coach and kind of knowing what that's like to see the season end so abruptly?
Well, I think coaches are a whole lot more aware that for everybody but the final winner, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so you're as a coach, you're ready to try to help your players through that, but time is really, as usual, the biggest help. But you know what's going to happen, and it's so coaches probably see it differently because they've been in it so much more often.
Jason Phillips was our champion last year, the ESAC girls basketball coach. He gave us some advice to everybody for their picks next year. Okay. What's your advice to everybody for next year?
Send it to Ben.
Clive, where are you going to proudly display the trophy that we gave you here today?
That's a big decision. I've got to give it more thought, but I'm not used to displaying trophies, so I'll have to work on it.
Well, Clive, appreciate you joining us today. Congratulations on being our 2023 Coaches Bracket Challenge champion.
Well, and thanks to you. And so this is just one more thing that you do to promote athletics and make it fun, and we can't. I'm sure we're in the best area on the planet for broadcasting assistance and help and input and great activities. So thanks to you.
You bet. Thank you. Clive Clark again, the head boys basketball coach with the South Central Calhoun Titans.